First Lady Michelle Obama will not be attending President Donald J. Trump inauguration because when they go low, we do not shout. How many of y'all remember this last year? Do you remember this?
And if you are a woman who lives in a household of men that don't listen to you or value your opinion, just remember that your vote is a private matter. Regardless of the political views of your partner, you get to choose. You get to use your judgment and cast your vote for yourself and the women in your life. Remember, women, standing up for what is best for us can make the difference in this election. So let us use our voices in these final days to make it plain to the men in our lives that we need to stand not with Trump, but with us. We need them to vote for the only candidate in this race who will protect our lives. We need them to vote for Kamala Harris.
Let's just remember that the Democratic Party cannot define what a woman is. You know, when Adam saw Eve and he was like, whoa, man, the Democratic Party, they don't know what a woman is. They can't define the woman. They just put a justice on the court who can't define the woman, don't know what a woman is, don't know what a woman look like. But First Lady Michelle, I want you to know that I took your advice and I did not listen to my husband when he told me and Lexi to vote for Kamala Harris. I was like, okay, baby, okay. He said, took your advice. I listened to you. I vote to protect women. Because, you know, over here, we know what a woman is. So, you know, the inauguration is coming up and the First Lady will not be there. First Lady did not come to President Jimmy Carter's funeral. I knew it was a setup for her not to come to the inauguration. People are saying she is a sore loser. In all fairness, Trump did not go to Biden's inauguration. However, we do realize that half the country think that 2020 was stolen. Something funny happened because all those extra envelopes that showed up for Biden, they didn't show up at the polls in 2024 for Kamala Harris. I thought Trump was a sore loser for not going to President Biden inauguration because you know what? There comes a time where we have to set stuff aside. And in the words of my father, do what is right. They're saying she didn't come to President Jimmy Carter's funeral because she would have to sit beside Trump. And she's definitely not going to come to his inauguration because, you know, Kamala didn't win. Personally, I don't think you should have missed the funeral, the inauguration, with the exception if you're in the hospital or your child is in the hospital or your mom or your parents, they're on their deathbed. So in all fairness, we don't know what's going with First Lady Michelle, only that she's not attended. But, you know, those of us, we can assume why she's not attending. Kamala didn't win. So there is this article, people are talking and questioning that things have been sour between the Obamas since, you know, that don't listen to your husbands, vote for Kamala thing. They haven't been posting each other, what's going on. They're not on the same page. I even saw one comment that says Barack needs to get his woman in line. And that as much as Hillary has gone through with the first Black president, aka Bill Clinton, she is always right there. Barack and Michelle Obama sparked speculation they are heading for divorce amid notable public absences. Some fans on X are speculating about Obama's current marriage status. A few users believe there are problems as she will not attend the inauguration on January 20th. Could Barack and Michelle be heading for divorce? And let me just stop right there for all the D people in the comments that's going to comment and say you speaking things into people's lives. Listen. There is nothing you can say to make me and Mike get a divorce. There's only two people in this world that can cause me and Mike, a husband and wife, to get a divorce. It's the husband and wife. There's nothing you can say or do to make a couple get a divorce. The two people that decide to stay together or get a divorce is the two people. So no, I'm not speaking divorce in President Barack and Michelle. Like, I love them as a black love. To me, they are an example of black love. I love Michelle. I love Barack the man. Okay. Because you know how you say you love Barack the man, and then people will come and bring up politics. No, I'm not talking about politics. Barack Obama became president, and all the little churches, I will never forget the fear that was in churches when he initially said that they're going to lock up pastors for not marrying two women. And all the churches had to run to our state capitol, find money to change our bylaws, and says, I will marry one born male, just to change those words, born male, born female. And of course, they later came back, thank God for the righteous that was in the Senate that says, no, you cannot force religious organizations to marry two men and two women. But I love Barack the man. Good looking, tall, well-spoken, educated, sexy, got a little swag. I love Barack, okay? I always said my husband have to be a Barack. So if you wasn't Barackish like, don't talk to me, please. Bye! Moving along. Some fans are starting to suspect something is awry in the former first couple's marriage after news broke that Michelle would not be attending Donald Trump inauguration ceremony with her husband. Former President Barack is confirmed to attend the 60th inaugural sermon. Former First Lady Michelle Obama will not attend the upcoming inauguration, the office of Barack and Michelle told Associated Press this week. Now, I know, and some people are saying that, you know, she's doing her own thing. No, ma'am. As the former First Lady of the United States, your first responsibility is to stand beside your president, your husband. You should have been right there with Barack, right at Carter's funeral, with the exception. There are always exceptions. You're sick, your child is sick, you have a loved one that you cannot leave their bedside. Monday, you should be sitting right there with Barack, again, with the exception. But I just think that it's because Kamala lost the election, because I'm sure if Kamala had won, I told y'all she was a good boy. Anyways, y'all don't listen to me. You would be right there. Okay. Michelle was also noticeably absent from Jimmy Carter's funeral on January 9th due to scheduling conflict. Ain't no scheduling conflict, with the exception of sickness or something. These two huge non-appearances have some fans of the political power concerned there's trouble in paradise, with many taking to X to share their thoughts. I'm calling it the Obamas are getting a divorce, wrote one person. Another post, an Obama divorce would not be my 2025 prediction, but it might happen. One claim her and Obama are on the outs. They are getting a divorce. She doesn't want to be around him. Sounds like an Obama divorce is on the horizon. We'll have seen it. They stop attending functions together. Another type. Another user also said, I feel like the Obamas are about to get a divorce. However, There are some who dismiss the rumor and instead suggest Michelle was only making a political statement. I think that's what it is. I think it's a political statement. I don't know anything about their marriage, but it's very clear to me that Michelle Obama is making a very specific political statement that these absences, she would never choose Jimmy Carter's friend to announce her divorce. Let's be sensible here, one person wrote. Another agreed. Michelle Obama is in the mourning, grieving the loss of her mom, on top of her not being a political figure. Well, did her mother die between the time she was, I gotta look it up, the time when she was on the trail for Harris? Has her mother died in the last November, December, January? You was just on stage telling wives not to listen to the men in our lives, the men who provide for us, the men who protect us, the men who know we are women. She's grieving the loss of her mother, on top of her not being a political figure, and you all believe a TikTok about her and Barack getting a divorce because she missed the funeral and won't attend the felon's inauguration. The couple who first met in 1989 when they both worked at a law firm in Chicago, married in 1992. They welcomed their first daughter, Malaya, 6 years later. And so these are what a lot of people are saying. No, I think it's a political statement. I think she's being a Black woman. The same way Kamala Harris turned around and rolled her head and her neck. That's probably the only time Kamala was Black, was at Jimmy Carter's funeral. Yeah, when she rolled her eyes and her neck at Barack and Trump talking. However, all they've had long-lasting marriage. The two have not shed away from sharing their struggles. When they first had children, the couple would quarrel over Barack's 6-hour round-trip commutes to work at the Illinois Senate, also spending days away at a time due to his job. In his 2021 More A Promised Land, I did get that. Barack recalling an exhausted Michelle telling him on one occasion, "This isn't what I signed up for, Barack. I feel like I'm doing it all by myself." At first, Michelle was resistant to Barack running for president, but warmed to the idea after she realized the enormous impact he could have on young Black children across the nation, and did absolutely nothing for Black people, did everything for all the ABC people, and forced churches to raise money to go to the to change our bylaws to say one born male and one born woman, because y'all wanted to force on us to marry two men to woman. But anyway, Lord. Oh, Lord, I got to pray about that. I have to pray about that thing. While they were in White House for 8 years, they argued by continue to persevere with their marriage. Barack recalled in his book an undercurrent of tension in his wife during their early years in the White House, which he said was subtle but constant. Michelle, you's not a nagger, is you? You're not nagging. You was a nagging. The Bible talks about don't be a nagging wife. Sound like you was a nagging woman. Listen to what he said. Barack recalled in his book an undercurrent of tension in his wife during their early years in the White House, which he said was subtle but constant. But after his 2-term president ended in 2017, the couple were able to get back to their relation and enjoy each other's company once again. In his book, Barack wrote that they spent a lot of time replenishing their friendship and rediscovering their love after leaving the White House in 2017. Beautiful girls, beautiful family. I love them as a couple. We slept late after 8 leisurely dinners, went for long walks, swam in the ocean, took stock, and planned for the rest. Just a plan for a less eventful but hopeful, no less satisfying second act. He wrote on her podcast, the late Michelle even recalled wanted to push Barack out of the window on an enormous occasion, but added that she was glad she didn't quit on her husband. You've got to know that there are going to be times, long periods of time, when you can't stand each other. She told listeners the feelings will be intense, but that doesn't mean you quit. And these periods can last a long time. They can last years. Me and Barack have a very strong marriage. If I had given up on it, if I had walked away from it in those tough times, then I would have missed all the beauty that was there as well. You know what it sounds like? You know what it sounds like? And this is very hard for marriages, because wives, we're supposed to be there to support our husbands. You know, he's the sun, you're the moon, and really you are there to support him, his visions, his dreams. Not that you don't have visions and dreams, but basically when you, like, let's use Michelle and Barack, when you get married to a man who wants to be president, you basically have to set your stuff aside and encourage him, push him, be there for him, and stuff like that. And ladies, this is why it is so, I tell you guys all the time, make sure you choose wisely. A lot of y'all are choosing hobo, H-O-B-O sexual, builder males, fixer up them. You're choosing men with no dreams and no visions. And then you choose some who choose men who are accomplished. Then you don't want to be there. You don't want to be supportive. You don't want to encourage him. You don't want to put your stuff aside to push him and encourage him, and so on and so forth. But I think it's just marriage. You both have to work together and and make your marriage work. And I will never forget my marriage. It's like my marriage counselor says, we need to have a session with him too. We haven't talked to him in a couple of months. You have to be committed to the marriage. That to me is just so like, oh my God, you must be committed to the marriage. So no, I don't think they're getting a divorce. I think she's making a political statement. Kamala didn't win. I ain't going. I ain't going to sit beside him at the funeral, and I ain't going to his inauguration. I think it's a political statement. I don't think it's a divorce. I think Michelle and Barack Obama will be together forever, like Hillary and Clinton, because there's just too much money. There's just too much between them for them to get a divorce. Even if they are separated, living separate, she's in California, she's in Hawaii, wherever, I don't think they will ever get a divorce. I think they will be separate. They might live separately. They may be separated in living and love and whatever. But as far as divorce on paper, no, I don't think they will ever get a divorce. I think they will stay together until they go, one of them pass on. Comment below. Let me know what you think. I absolutely love you. Check out the video I did yesterday on our girl, Rachel Lindsay, who has to pay that Dusty Brian $500,000. Girl, when I say I am sick to my stomach, sick, girl. But this is the price you pay when you're a dumb, okay, Rachel, dumb. All right, y'all. I love you. Thank for those of you showing me love and support, picking up my books on Amazon. Remember to leave a glowing 5-star review for me. I absolutely love you. I adore you. Mwah. I will talk with you later. Let me know what you think about this. Thank you.